What if I told you that the very passion that made you want to start a business is the exact thing that's slowly killing it? Hey everyone, I'm Daniel Smith, and today we're talking about something that affects millions of Americans every single year, the dream of building a business that gives you real financial freedom. Not a job disguised as a business, not a 14-hour-a-day grind with no end in sight. I mean a real business. One that generates passive income while you sleep, one that runs without you and actually gives you your life back. But here's the brutal truth. 50% of small businesses in America fail within the first year, and 75% of the ones that survive that first year, gone within 5 years. So if those odds scare you, stick around, because by the end of this video, I'm going to show you the exact framework that separates the businesses that thrive from the ones that collapse. And trust me, this isn't what most people teach. Let's get into it. Picture this. You're working a solid job. You're good at it, maybe one of the best on the team. But something isn't right. You don't feel valued. The pay doesn't reflect your effort. And one day, your boss does something that just breaks you. And a voice in your head says, "Why am I doing this for someone else? I could run this whole thing myself." Sound familiar? That moment happens to millions of Americans every single year, and it's the birth of the entrepreneurial dream. The idea of being your own boss, building your own income stream, creating something that funds your retirement, it's intoxicating. So people take the leap. They pour their savings in. They sacrifice weekends. They go all in. And then reality hits. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, roughly 20% of new businesses don't even make it to year 2, and the ones that do, most of them aren't businesses at all. They're traps, with the owners stuck inside, working longer hours than any employer ever demanded of them. This is the financial freedom trap, and today we're breaking it wide open. Let's be real about what we actually want. We don't just want to be our own boss. What we want is time freedom and financial freedom. We want a business that generates passive income while we sleep. We want to take a vacation without the whole operation falling apart. We want to build something we can eventually sell, an asset, not a lifestyle sentence. That's the real desire underneath every business plan ever written on a napkin, and it's completely achievable, but only if you understand why most people never get there. Here's where things go sideways, and this is the part I wish someone had told me years ago. Most people start a business because they're technically great at something. A baker opens a bakery, a great mechanic opens an auto shop, a talented graphic designer launches a design agency, and they all make the same catastrophic mistake, what business strategist Michael E. Gerber calls the fatal assumption. The fatal assumption is, because I understand the technical work of a business, I understand a business that does that technical work. That's like saying, because I'm an incredible chef, I can run a restaurant empire. These are completely different skill sets. And here's what actually happens to most business owners. Inside every one of them, there are actually 3 competing personalities fighting for control. And this internal battle is what quietly destroys most businesses. The first is the entrepreneur, the dreamer, the visionary, the one who sees the big picture and gets fired up about opportunities. This is the voice that said, "I can do this better than my boss." The second is the manager, the planner, the organizer. This is the side of you that wants systems, structure, and order. The manager is obsessed with making sure everything runs smoothly. And the third, the one most small business owners actually are, is the technician. The technician just wants to do the work, head down, get things done, don't bother me with strategy or spreadsheets. If it's going to be done right, I'll do it myself. Now, here's why this is financially dangerous. Most people start businesses as technicians, and when the technician is running the show, the business can never run without them, which means there's no passive income, no scalability, no exit. Just you, exhausted, underpaid, and ironically, more enslaved than you ever were working for someone else. The business phases make this even clearer. In infancy, you're doing everything yourself. 12 to 14-hour days, 7 days a week. Every ball is in the air. Sales, marketing, accounting, customer service, and you are the only one juggling them until balls start dropping. Then comes adolescence. You finally hire someone. Let's call him Harry. Harry takes over accounting.
Life gets easier for a minute, but then you stop managing Harry. He starts doing things his way. New employees answer to Harry instead of you. Mistakes pile up, customers complain, quality drops, and you realize no one cares about this business the way you do. So what do most owners do? They either take everything back and burn out completely, or they shrink the business down to a size they can control alone. And then, one morning they're lying in bed, dreading work, and their partner says the quiet part out loud, "If you don't go in today, no one will." That's not a business. That's the worst job in America. So how do the businesses that actually create financial freedom do it differently? The answer is something called the franchise prototype model. And the best example of it on the planet is McDonald's. Now, I'm not telling you to sell burgers. I'm telling you to study their system. McDonald's doesn't depend on a brilliant chef or a gifted manager at every location. It depends on a process so well designed that an 18-year-old with zero experience can walk in on day one and run it effectively. Frozen patties are a consistent size. Pickles are placed in a specific pattern so they don't slide off. Fries are served within 7 minutes or tossed. Food is delivered in under 60 seconds. Every single problem has been anticipated, documented, and systematized. That is the difference between a business and a job. And here's the mindset shift that makes it possible. Stop working in your business and start working on your business. See your business as a product, a machine with interconnecting parts, and ask yourself this question every single day. How can this run without me? To build that kind of business, you need to become systems dependent, not people dependent. That means creating detailed checklists, step-by-step how-to manuals, documented processes for every repeatable task. Yes, it's tedious, but skipping this step is financial suicide. Without systems, every new hire you bring on will only be able to do 90% of the job, and you'll spend the rest of your time filling in that last 10% for every single person on your team. Multiply that by 10 employees, and you've just recreated the nightmare you were trying to escape. Once your systems are in place, you run them through the business development process, 3 steps that the best companies in the world use continuously. First is innovation. Not flashy product launches, but small, tested improvements to how your business operates. Something as simple as changing how your staff greets customers. Instead of, "Can I help you?" try, "Hey, have you been here before?" That one shift opens a real conversation and gives you the chance to offer returning customers a loyalty deal and new customers a welcome discount. Small change, big impact. Second is quantification, tracking real data to measure what actually works. Don't run your business on gut feelings. Run it on numbers. If changing to blue uniforms increases your sales team's close rate by 16%, that's your new uniform policy, period. Third is orchestration. Once you've tested and proven an improvement, you lock it in as the standard. You document it. You train everyone on it. It becomes part of the machine. This is how mature companies are built, and here's the most powerful insight of all. Maturity isn't the end result of infancy and adolescence. You can start as a mature company from the very beginning. IBM's Tom Watson famously said he had a crystal clear picture of what IBM would look like when it was done, and then he built the company to match that picture from the very beginning. Disney, Apple, McDonald's, none of them stumbled into greatness. They engineered it. So let's bring this home with the practical takeaways you can start using today. Lesson 1. Know which personality is running your business right now. If you find yourself thinking, "If I want it done right, I'll do it myself," you're in technician mode, and your business will never scale until you shift your mindset. Lesson 2. Build the system before you hire the people. Document every repeatable task in your business. Create the manual. Build the checklist. Yes, it's boring, but it's the foundation of every business that generates real passive income. Lesson 3. Work on your business, not in it. Spend intentional time each week thinking about your business as a product. How can it run better? What can be improved, tested, measured? This is where wealth is actually built. Lesson 4. Think like a franchisor, even if you never planned a franchise. Ask yourself, if I had to replicate this business 5,000 times, what would need to be true? That one question alone will force you to build systems that create long-term financial freedom. The businesses that win aren't the ones run by the hardest workers. They're the ones built on the strongest systems. Look, building a business that runs without you and delivers real financial freedom isn't a fantasy, but it is a process, and most people fail because they skip the fundamentals we covered today. Don't be most people. If this video helped you see your business or your future business in a new way, do me a favor and hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who need this information. And if you want to go deeper on building passive income streams, wealth building strategies, and real financial freedom, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. I'm Daniel Smith, and I'll see you in the next one.